I was just sitting here getting ready I was going through my to-do list and like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. And hey, you two, come here. Come here. I have all these things to do, but I just spent the last, 6 hours or more, and it's a Monday. I've already been at work, I guess you would say, for at least 6 hours. Plus I worked the weekend and I've worked nonstop for like the last 3 weeks. But I just wanted to tell you, you don't always have to be doing. I actually wrote this whole blog post, and I probably need to make a video about it, how taking a break makes me more money. I'll drop a link to it below this video, but I feel like you're taught to always be on. So I understand that in the system, and when you come from like a 9 to 5 kind of job, you're taught like, okay, Monday through Friday, go to work at 9 o'clock. For me, it was 7, but it was like 7 to 5. But from 9 to 5, you go to this job, you do this thing, and then you have your weekend to yourself. But really, even me watching all the people that go, all the things that go on around me, since I'm not what I like to call a systemer, I don't have that same mentality. So I see what everybody else is doing around me. So it's kind of funny, like people will be like, hey, can you come hang out? And I'll be like, no, I'm working. And they're like, working? Like, this is weird, what time is it? Or I'll see them working and they'll see me out hanging out, and they'll be like, what are you doing? I'll be like, I'm just hanging out. And they're like, oh, you don't have to work? I'm like, no, I mean, I did earlier, or I don't have to, or I can if I want to. Taking time off not only makes me more money, but I don't want you to feel like you always have to have something to do. I don't know why the system in the world always tells you like you have to be doing something. Why is that? When I started out, I would make money from a little place over here and a little place over there, and over here I might make $5, over here I might make 50, 500, 5,000, 15,000. It depends on what I was selling or what I was doing for money. I don't know why I had to always have this one job, and why I teach you to have multiple streams of income. And ironically, it's kind of weird that you're taught to have this one job, because in financial planning, which is where I came from when I worked at Bank of America Merrill Lynch, before I quit my job, before I started RVing and Blab Bus and writing books and creating apps and courses and teaching and doing online consulting, I was a finance major, and I worked in financial planning, and I taught people how to finance their dreams, pretty much financially plan their life, insurance, annuities, securities, stocks. And I went from doing hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars to investing with institutions doing like billions of dollars. If we haven't officially met and you haven't seen my story, please don't think I'm like tooting my horn. Please watch my story below this video, because I'm literally talking about billions of dollars, and I'm living in a trailer park right here, or I'm in the trailer park right here, and we've been here, what, 4 years, girl? 4 years? Actually, Birdie, you've only been here 2 years, and if you're like, who's she talking about? Birdie's right here. We got Birdie right here, who's my little girl. And we have Roland over here. He is the newest member. We just got him, what, Bird, a couple, 8 months ago, 7 months ago. So I did a bunch of updates about my RV life and things like that. If you haven't seen that video, please watch it. I'll put a link to it below this video. You can watch that after this one's over. But I just felt like I wanted to tell you that you don't always have to be on. You don't always have to be doing something. And so it was kind of funny. I was sitting here going through my to-do list, and I felt like, okay, what else do I need to do next? Nothing. I don't really need to do anything. And the funny part is, well, I have content that could go out for years, but as far as like videos that I have recorded that I'm like cool with just letting go, maybe like once a week kind of thing, I have at least 2 months, maybe 3, 14 videos. This one will make 15, but I have tons of content like already made. Some of them are pre-edited and ready to go, and then some of them I've got to edit. I've just got the video ready, and part of that is because I was going out of the country for 2 months, and then part of that is because it's really hard to just constantly create and not take time, one, to celebrate my wins, but also to have time to cuddle with this cutie. Give me a kissy. Give me a kissy. You want mommy to take more breaks? I know. See, Birdie gets upset. She wants mommy to take breaks. She wants me to go out and hang out with her. I don't really get as much time as I would like to celebrate or even hang out in my RV with all the things that have been going on. But I've been so involved, and I've kind of talked about this in some other videos about how someone made me feel like I had to do like this, sell this course and take sales calls until I just felt so sick to my stomach. I was sitting here with my boyfriend one day on the couch and I was like, okay, I'm exhausted AF. I'm tired, and these sales calls, they're free, but they're really consulting calls, but they're not really consulting calls because I'm not consulting you. I'm not giving you any advice. I'm just telling you what you could pay me to give you advice, or how you could go get that. And so now that's not true. Now my sales calls, I changed them, and I was like, this is exhausting. Like, I should get paid for my time. You know, I have a lot of experience. I've done cosmetology for 20 years. Actually longer than that because I started doing it in high school, but I've been a licensed cosmetologist for over 20 years. I have a degree in finance. I've had licenses in securities and financial planning and insurance and Series 7 and 66, and that's some weird finance jargon. If you know, you know. IYKYK, drop a comment below and be like, I know what you're talking about, Brandi, or I have no idea what you're talking about, Brandi. But you have to get these licenses when you're in finance to do different things. So I had to get those. The other thing, speaking of coming out of the system, which was something I was kind of scared of, at least for the first 2 years, because when you come out of the system, you have to let go of, or you have to either park your licenses, or you only have 2 years to use your finance licenses, or they go bad. They have to be with an institution, and so that you can do something what they call like parking your licenses. I don't even know if that's legal, so I don't want to say that you can do that, but it was something that I looked into, or what people say, like, oh, this is what you should do, but I didn't end up doing it. And a lot of that was because I was like, well, I'm never going to use these licenses again. Like, I don't really care about them. I'm never going to go back. Like, once you leave regular life and you go to RV life, or you go to entrepreneur life, then you probably are not going to go back. I'm just saying, it's really hard. Like, if I ever live in a normal house again, I don't think that I would not ever have the pull to want an RV, or that I wouldn't have an RV. I have 2 RVs right now. We have 2 RVs. If you haven't seen the tour, I did a tour of this trailer behind the scenes that I haven't even shown on my other RVersity YouTube channel. And again, what makes me think why you need to take a break, but I'll put a link to that below this video. Taking breaks, you don't have to always be on. You don't always have to be doing something, because if you feel like you do, I feel like this camera is going to fall soon if you saw the janky setup I have right now. If you feel like you always have to be on and doing something, I can't communicate and create at the same time, and I can't create and communicate at the same time, which is why I try to pre-make my videos. And it kind of came from like my financial planning background and doing CRM and client relationship management. I had to learn how to automate and do things in advance, and I actually made a video about all the systems that I use as a digital nomad and entrepreneur, and how I run my life on the road, which I'll put a link to below this video in the description, along with all the other stuff that I mentioned. But there's a lot of things that I've just kind of learned, and you don't learn and grow until you go through things. I just wanted to make this video because I just feel like it's one of my, you know, Blogging Brandi life advice videos, I guess you would call it, because you don't always have to be on. You don't always have to be doing. And even when it's RVing, you know, that's the other thing. I feel like sometimes for a long time, literally for like a year, I didn't put any content out about my RV life. One, because not that I wasn't RVing, I was like literally living the RV longer than I've ever lived in it when I was stationary. And while I'm stationary, like I said, I've been here 4 years that I've rented this lot, both in my motorhome and in this travel trailer. I haven't got to enjoy things the way that I would like to, but when I got stationary, I started to see my business clearer. I got to see my family more. I got to enjoy my RV more. And it's how I wish that I would have started out when I started out RV living, is stationary and in one place and not constantly moving. So yeah, when people think RV life, they always think like, oh, you're going to be traveling, you're going to be going 24/7. I don't know why. You can actually think of RV life as maybe like an alternative to apartment living, maybe a cheaper form of living. If you're starting a business, you want to be frugal, right? I have a video, I don't know if I've put it out yet, or by the time you watch this video, but I was going to put it out, so which is why you need to like this video and subscribe to this channel and turn on those little bell notifications so you're notified when I do publish a new video. I do have a playlist about all my stationary RV living things that I'm talking about, which you can watch. I'll put a link to below this video as well. But I just feel like I didn't learn as much until I got stationary in my RV, and then I felt weird about like, oh, I can't post about my RV life because I'm not actually RVing. But I was RVing. I was probably doing more RVing than those people RV. You know, it's like stationary, you get to learn about your RV a little bit more, and it's not like constantly moving. You get to save more money. I actually made some videos about like the pros and cons of stationary RV living and ways that I've learned to save money too. So that's why I say there's so much content that I feel like I'm trying to put out there. I want to put out there. I just haven't figured out the best way to put it out there all the time. But if you're constantly on, you're constantly moving, like how do you create? How do you do that? How do you have time to do that? How do you have time to sit back and look at the thing that you've made and say, okay, like how do I make it better? I want you to get out of that mindset of like this system and the world and like what they're telling you to do, and just know that if you want to have more time with this little cutie right here, then you need to, that's my other phone. I don't know why somebody's calling me on that phone right now, but what I meant to say, or where I was at, I want you to get out of the worldly like checklist, 9 to 5, 24, gotta be 24/7, gotta be on Monday through Friday, Saturday through Sunday. Or if everybody else is working or not working, why do you have to be working or not working that day? It's okay to have multiple streams of income, what I like to call your mobile money machine, to make money different ways. I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. It was kind of funny. We were like, you know, I was reading the Bible and it said Jesus was a nomad, and these people in these countries, in these rural places, like they sold their vegetables or they gave away some of their services. You know, maybe somebody sews, or maybe somebody, you know, makes, I don't know, bread. But people make money different ways. I prefer to make money digitally versus physically, which I made a video about below this video. You can check that out, about all the different ways that I've made money online. And I actually made videos for you. If you haven't checked that out, I've put together my ultimate guide to making money online. I'll drop a link to below this video, but I put several videos out in the past weeks about all the different ways that you can make money online, either from some type of remote working job or work from home, or quick cash ideas. And then I also made a video about 50 online ideas for you to start your own business like myself. So if you were like, I don't want to work for anyone else, I want to do my own thing, then, but maybe you're like, I don't know what I want to do, or maybe you want to add something to your platform or your mobile money machine, your multiple streams of income. When I talk about that, I'm talking about savings and income, both from your employer and from, it could be self-employment and then working for somebody, but you have all these different ways that you're making money. So if one income stops working, it's one job that you lose, you have this other way that you're making money. And so I had this other way that I was making money, if you watch my story, that supported me. I didn't just start RVing. I started making money and started up my own business, and I figured out, as soon as I figured out how to make money, I didn't need that job anymore. Even though I was making like $100,000 a year, I didn't need $100,000 a year to live the life that I wanted to live, which is kind of funny, and why I tell people get into RV life, because you can still do a lot of the things that you want to do without having $1 million. You can live like a millionaire without being a millionaire. You don't need $1 million to live like a millionaire. You have to get out of the system and be able to have freedom of your time and mobility of your income and time in life and business, and have multiple income streams or some type of income that is able to support that. I've talked about all that in other videos, and so I just wanted to make this video to kind of tell you, you don't always have to be on. And how it was funny that I was just sitting there going through my to-do list, and I was like, okay, I've got all these things to do. But it's like, I just recorded 14 videos worth of content that people have been asking me about, or answering questions, or the van life trips that we have, things I've been meaning to get out to you. And so it's like, you just have all this stuff that you did. It's almost like the TV series is ready to go. Why do you have to continue to keep filming? Like, why can't you take a break? Or why do you have to be continuing to build? I just spent 3 weeks building websites that they're okay. They're not perfect. My whole saying is perfection is the enemy of done, or as one of my students said, progress over perfection. It's better to take many steps and get something done than be sitting there either not taking action or having something that you're just being so perfect on. You know, before I would make these videos, before I'd be like, oh, I have to have all my makeup on and my hair has to be done, I have to have the right clothes on. And now I'm just like, I'd rather you watch the video and love me for me without all my makeup and just be happy that I'm here filming this video in this RV for you, because what else? Every day is an adventure, and who knows, I might not be here tomorrow. And so I hate to say that morbidly, but don't give up the time that you have here, and be sure to take time off, and don't always be feeling like you always have to be on, because the world has trained you to be like that. You almost have to like deprogram yourself from the way that the world has told you to be, so that you can be the person that God made you to be that person that you're like, okay, I'm trying to find myself. You got to get out. You got to get away from the thing that everyone's been telling you to do, or this thing that you've been programmed into. Just like if you're trying to get into RV life, RVing is a whole new way of life. It's not bad, it's just different. You know, it's not difficult, it's different. It can be difficult at times, but it's different. And so why I created my university for RVers, and also why I created my Blab Boss University. I teach people about RV life over at RVersity, but I also have taught people about behind the scenes of my business and things like that, because I know what it feels like to get started, whether it be RV life or entrepreneurship, or some of the things I've done with like reselling. I try to share as much as I can online and in a methodical way, and not be like all crazy. But I did make a video about it's about to get weird that you might want to watch if you're like, what's this girl talking about? Why is she all over the place? Is because someone told me how to be, and I was always on and always doing, and I wasn't really taking time to look at the thing that I created or the thing that I was doing and step back and be like, okay, let me take a break. Whether that be for a day or a weekend, or if you follow Gary Vee, he had this thing, he would be like, take off Tuesday, because it was almost like call into work. I called into work to watch a webinar, and that webinar changed my life. Okay, that webinar taught me how to resell items online, which gave me like the little tool that I needed to learn how to sell products and services, and then eventually how to sell myself and brand myself online. It was like one thing led to the next and the next. And so again, I made a video about all the different things that I've done to sell and make money online, which I'll drop a link to below this video. You can check out after this video is over. I just hope this helps. I feel like somebody needs to hear this, and they need to be reassured that you don't always have to be on. You can take breaks, and if you don't take breaks, either one, you're gonna burn out, two, you're not even gonna realize like the things that you've done. You know, like all the successful things that I've done, it's like I almost forget about them. It's almost like sometimes I have my blog and my YouTube channel and my things so I can remind myself of what I've done, not just you or anyone else. It's more of like, yeah, you're a bad bitch, you know. And so again, if you haven't seen my story, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn. Hopefully you can relate to me. If you like this video, if you like this content, please hit the like button below. Be sure to subscribe and tap that little bell icon so you're notified the next time I publish another video like this one. And until the next time, check out the description below this video. Drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this, your biggest takeaways. I love to read them, and I try to respond to all of them. And so those are my love language. But I'll meet you in the comments. Thanks for watching this one. I love you. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Tell them bye, Birdie. You say bye. Bye.